Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of the United States. I gotta be all chipper and happy because I really messed up my recording of the Chechnya playthrough for episode 64. Yeah, 64, I think. I don't know. In any case, I screwed it up. So, I already, to figure I'm already playing, talking to myself for 30 minutes in these, which is great. It feels great knowing that, you know? But it makes it even better when you lose 15 minutes of you talking to yourself as a recording, so you are effectively literally just talking to yourself. And ruining a playthrough series of continuous footage. All in one go. Yep. So I need a redundancy plan, and that all started because of the audio issues that happened at the last 15 minutes or so, or 10 minutes of this playthrough. Anyway, we're working on the F-35 program. We're at 65%. We're not going to expand it. We're just going to keep pumping money in. We're going to take that debt. Keep investing. We're still okay. 2% interest rate. We can survive that. Playing that Chechnya playthrough, I recently did learn some very, very good strats for subject management and how to be better and more effective in Millennium Dawn at taking post-war territories. So we do have that going for us now. 5% world tension. That is going to be the killer for this playthrough right now. We are missing self-propelled anti-air. And we still have exile divisions from the Europe thing, I'm assuming. Yeah. Like our autosave is going through. My recording is actually working. Germany is still free. We have left NATO. That is one of the bigger developments that we did in this playthrough. We have no subjects right now, which means we did integrate Timor-Leste finally when we got it back. No one to declare war on. We could do interventions. We have a ton of electricity, and I have no enrichment. I'm not short fuel, I'm short enrichment. So, or enriched uranium and nuclear fuel. Looks like we're powering through all these network infrastructures we're behind on. Oop. My PC froze for a second there. I heard the buzz of death. That was more terrifying than anything else could have been, because if that crashes, I don't know if the footage saves or the game saves, but one of them will save and I will be out of sync again. That's how that works. But I mean, it is like I built yeah, I think I built this in 2018 or 2017. So it is an older PC, but it's not like it's a cheap PC for back then. Like now it's probably $100. Like you could build, if you could find the components, you could probably build it for like $100. So US dollars. It's it make no sense. Anyway, foreign investment definitely worth doing when we can. Keep increasing just kind of our like surpluses. Panama. Yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing manual political power gain where I can for cheap, 50 per click. And I'm right clicking so I don't turn off the auto influence. Auto influence works very well with foreign investment. If you keep foreign investment active and max as many slots or territories in that whatever you're trying to influence, you'll get much better productivity out of that, as well as CIA bonuses or intelligence agency bonuses. You want that foreign influence modifier up, which we are very far behind in because of our lack of spending on the intelligence agency throughout the years. So, anyway, I'm actually not going to click this down yet. We're going to sit on this money because we are going to pay a lot of it. Yeah, and our debt interest is 10 billion per week. I may need to think about this. This is probably my last click getting this to 70%. And then I'm going to have to focus on getting the economy recovered. We're also looking at 186 billion to lobby, which is a crazy high amount. I am not used to that. I don't know what drives that in the America playthroughs, but geez. That's a lot. All right, we got actually the Political Diversity Act. Oh, which one did I do that I messed up? Did I not mess these up? I could have swore I missed them. Well, we're going to take that if we can. For sure are. Definitely not skipping it. And then we're going to lobby at the same time so we can keep the ball rolling. Didn't realize I did that. Strength of regulations. That's the other thing that's going to be a pain in the behind. There we go. Pain in the behind. All right, so we're going to do the regulation. This is going to lower our income a lot. But we have to increase our regulation rating just so we can push through these acts. But we'll be able to dig out of that hole. That's something we can get out of. We are going to want counterintelligence. People will be stealing our tech. We are the most technologically advanced nation in the world, as per usual. Even though we have a bunch of idiots, myself included. Like, why I'm making videos on YouTube right now. Like, let's think about that. So, and yes, I am from the USA. I'm sure the accent, the response, the lack of geographical knowledge, it's pretty obvious. And some of the references, if you are local, you would have got them. Some stuff I think has confused people based on the comments, but they weren't very specific comments, so I'm not sure. I could just be assuming wrong. Navy might be the thing we need to work on the most right now. So let's go ahead and jump on our new carrier hull. We're going to go ahead and do it. And dear God, we're already to the point where I can't type in names. Oh my God. It is 2027. And we'll go USA because there's now like 4 US's. United States of Europe. And we'll go... This is a carrier, so it's a nuclear carrier, so it's CVN. These are all based on famous leaders. Like the Gerald R. Ford, whatever, in the US, so we're going to continue that tradition. We get added equipment automatically. Oh, but I gotta slow this down. It's like freaking out. We definitely want modern reactor. Fire control system. Definitely. Radar is good. Probably fine with all this. Carrier size. We definitely want the biggest. ESM. So electronic support measures. Is that really what we want? This provides surface visibility reductions and health increases, which are huge. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and take that 5%. We're going to take the loan that we're going to get. That's going to increase our expenditures quite a bit. This is what I was talking about, why we got to sit on it. So we're going to sit on it. I'm just going to leave that. That health bonus is kind of nutty. We'll go CVN. I'm going to call it CVN1. I'm just going to do my own naming system. I'm not going to give it a name. Because this is not going to be our long-term carrier. There's really no other models, are there? There's just the one. Which is cool. I mean, I guess I could modify this at this point and just add them. Run my own thing. 80s retrofit of the Iowa. No, we don't need that. Don't need any of the battleship. Don't need the old battle cruiser. Don't want any of the helicopter operators. Yeah, we have new subs too, so these need to get mothballed. Helicopter operators, I don't want them. I need to delete them if they're in existence. The Oliver Perry class destroyer, or frigate, sorry, has been around for so long. It's a good ship, though. That is a good ship. 1995. We have stealth frigates. Why do I care? Don't we have stealth destroyers already? Yeah, so we're going to get rid of the destroyer hull. Yeah, we're just going to go Northrop Grumman, or Grumman, Newport News. So the Newport facility and max speed all the time. And we're going to send that up to boats. Vehicles, we don't have any anti-air. So let's see. Don't know why we still have these even in here. This is a first generation anti-air. APC, we're getting rid of that. Anti-air hull. Yeah, we want NASMs. Raytheon. Yeah, we're just gonna make them. We're not gonna make a lot of them, but we are gonna make them. Sam's 2015. I'm fine with that. That's what I'm going with. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of military upgrades here while we're working on our debt payment, which is going to be the focus going forward. We're also going to work on our political situation, and we are not going to be with the main parties going forward so that we can make some of these geopolitical events happen. Now that we're free of the current timeline, we are 2 years past 2025, so I don't care. Don't care what we had done. We're doing what we need to do now. All right. Let's get it going. I could have swore at 70%. Maybe you have to do the expansion of the program. You get the tech turn-ins. But I guess I'm wrong. So we'll just wait on the F-35. Like, our Air Force is fine. Our Navy's our problem. They can't get to us by the sea. The planes definitely aren't. That's definitely not going to be a continual issue. Tech metals, we're going to keep pumping tech metals. That will also, if you notice, well, there it is. I was looking at the wrong one. I was like, that's giving me regulations. So this gives you Wall Street strength, but it doesn't lower your regulation. So that's what we're going to be working on. So we've got pretty much everything we want populated. Or populating. Political parties that we need to work on. I think we need the Reform Party, if I'm not mistaken. That's what we decided last episode. Well, I don't know if we did. I'm mixing together my initial recording that the audio died, the time I re-recorded it, and then the times I was listening and cutting with my re-record to try and fit it into the recording correctly, because I've never done that for 15 minutes voiceover, like, completely. And I hope it was good. I apologize if it was not, but I can't do anything about it. Yeah, so we're gonna use some of this political power we've accrued. The only thing I can think of is combat foreign influence that we still... Yeah, we still need to do that. We can also add the Middle Eastern section. Take advantage while we can. Yeah, so I want the Reform Party to gain traction politically. I don't really care what they do over here. As long as our non-aligned group grows. And then I'm going to go ahead and pay this down under 200 or 29 trillion. I think 500 trillion covers our expenses. And I want to get us down below. Hopefully I don't have to run slow. And I can run at 3 speed. Let me wait for another autosave though. Yeah. Military officers. Takes command power and political power to do this. I'm not big on it right now. I would rather have the political power. But let's look around. So we do have a genius here, so this will give us crazy bonuses for the Navy. And we also have another Army genius. James L. Jones. Is that a real guy? Because that's a great name. That's hilarious. Yeah, so we had this Curtis Scaparotti or Scaparotti, I don't know. Sorry for butchering his name. If anyone has that as their last name and they or happen to watch this. Oh, and appreciate the increase in viewers. That's wild to me. It's awesome. Gotta love it. Also gotta hate it. Like watching it go up and down. It's wild. That's a wild feeling. But no, definitely appreciate the views. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. If you're not, oh well, I'm trying to get better. I apologize for wasting your time at that point. Yeah, division recovery rate is insane. I think I have to take that. Oh, the question of marriage. Here we go. Unemployment threshold bonus. That is actually really good. Western support reduction. Stability lowers, but we get crazy political power. And bureaucracy costs go down. Oh, that's increase in bureaucracy. Civilian industry taxes go up. And tax revenue for population. If this pushed foreign influence power like strength, I would go for this. But it being drift defense, I'm not big on it. This is actually insane. I don't care if our stability lowers. I would like to see our weapon influence drop. The unemployment threshold is big too. But this is actually probably better. Yeah, because our police costs. Yeah, tell the governors to do their job, man. Let's lower our stability forever, but... Yeah, bureaucracy costs going down is not a bad thing. But why did that go up? Oh, what is happening? it's fluctuated completely. Like, it wildly fluctuated. But political power gain plus 9%. That's huge on top of the bureaucracy cost. Those are things I do want to see us doing, is getting political power and bureaucracy costs down. Do I have everything maxed again after our horrible military spending sucks? I need to get that better. Welfare stuff. This is going to be the killer. 142 billion versus $42 billion I would have to put into this. It's so worth the stability though, and the unemployment threshold. My God, is that worth it? Yes. The answer is yes. I love how it's like we're low manpower too after financial problems that happen. I'm just gonna pay down another 100 billion. Let's see. What is our... So we're a great power, and we're 9.1% of the economy, not 15. But we are in stable growth with no corruption with Wall Street, the military-industrial complex, and the CIA. So that's cool. We have a mixed economy, volunteer services, which are fine. This needs to be neo-imperialism. We did lose our international education because we don't need to be in NATO. And then we're going for Panama, then we'll go for Cuba. The Ukraine situation, we just want to be there so we can force Russia to be mad at us so we can get raw materials. That's what we want to have happen. And I would prefer to take over Siberia so that China gets blocked. Because one way or another, China is going for Russia's materials. Either by puppeting Russia effectively, taking Siberia physically. That is what is going to happen. And then I think our sphere of influence, if Trump was still in office, I would definitely go for Denmark. It's control of Greenland. But I'm not going to do that play yet. I just kind of want to deal with the like Venezuela Brazil situation. Because they didn't take out Colombia, and that's our root cause. It's cocaine. It's a white snow. That's what funded them for years. And started them down the realm of pharmaceuticals, you could say, of a certain type. All right, Panama. We can do investments. Good. So it is 10. Go ahead and keep doing that. Political power. What are we looking at? Still combating influence. I know we just had the marriage question finished, so we should be able to take another one of these. Gun control is not a problem. Idiots are a problem. We have a bunch of idiots. I've done the research on this. Gun control, at least in the UK, had no effect. May have made it worse, actually, as far as actual people coming to harm. So, take that for what you want. And I think if you especially look into what we've had with small gun control in local environments, it doesn't work there either. So, people just feel more emboldened to commit crimes. So, go figure, bad people do bad things. Like, stealing to survive is one thing. Armed stealing is a whole nother thing. Like, you don't have to be armed to necessarily steal. That's just, like, that's all bad. Like, I can see it out of desperation, but it's all bad, man. I'd rather they beg. And if begging doesn't work, you could go to a church and get food. I'm pretty sure they would give you food. Can't find a church? Scientology seems to have a lot of money. I don't recommend joining cults, though. And I actually am curious about that, the whole thing. Not a very religious person, but it's just funny to me how all that works. Helicopters, yeah, we're not looking good on attack helis. That's wild. The Apache is way tech behind our actual tech. And how did we lose money here? The point where we're gonna have to take out a small loan. Something processed through, I don't remember. Maybe small lobbying, that's what happened. Thought I had enough. Guess I did not. Gun control, the Political Diversity Act. Propaganda campaign. 0.1% of GDP. And our GDP, so it's 1,000th of our GDP, with our GDP being $62 trillion, right? So subtract off 3 zeros. $62 billion in GDP to make this happen. I don't think we can afford that. Not right now. Seems a little excessive for us. It's like raids that we can do. We can do nuclear strikes when we're at war. Even with offensive doctrine, we can't do like preemptive strikes. I hope they added or messed with that in the next expansion patch. I really can't wait till I finish these series and can work on the mod or like playing the new mod update because they always change something. It gets entertaining. Let's see. Still have plenty of power. What are we building? Still working on network infrastructure out the wazoo. Do I have... I need to add some civilian industry here. We're going to bump up Indiana. Spend our political power in Panama. We're up to 25% influence and 50% in Ukraine. As we are Western Alliance simulating our way to victory here. That's actually, I didn't realize we had 20% non-aligned. That's why I put it up here. I wasn't watching it though. That's kind of crazy. That's an electable amount. As if we would have to spend a ton of political power though to manipulate the Republican Party. But it's definitely electable. Let's see. Probably should be building offices as well. I think the money situation is a big tell on that. Doesn't look like we have any built up. Florida. So that is kind of the thing I like to do. Just because it's more realistic, I'll build offices along like the seaboard because that is where most of your major population centers are. So I like to do that, but also naval yards to the max. Everyone that can have a naval yard is getting a naval yard. Especially in this loop here. In case bad things happen to Panama, do I have this upgraded? Looks like it's planned to be. And these are already max. Okay. This port here where we are maxing our railroad is already, so that is San Diego. That's max. And we have an opportunity here. Yeah, Washington. There is a naval base there or not? There is. Couldn't see that. I would have swore I had already done that. But check the railroad. All of this is size 6 coming out of this, out of our capital here. We don't want any restrictions on the size of our rail lines. That's size 6. I think we've got that territory, we've got this one, and this one. I cannot see this one. Yep, so I'm gonna say we're okay. We'll cross this. And we're just gonna upgrade this. Realistically, I wouldn't want to do that there. I would rather have it somewhere like in Mexico or Texas, in this big protected bay that the Gulf of North America is now. Yeah, we are making a little bit of money back. Political power is looking a lot better. We are combating foreign influence. We're almost up to 90% ours. Don't think our Wall Street, I don't remember what this was down to. Takes 200 political power to make that happen though. Maybe this was at 33 and we got it to 34. Yeah, and this takes money as well. That's why we ran out of funds. We'll just sit on it for now. We're not gonna go, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's crazy. 5-alarm fire in the House and Senate. And then we're up to 18 billion right now? What event happened that I just clicked through that I didn't see? Something happened. Yeah, the Republican Party dropped off. Oh, they're going back up. 20%. This is definitely like we could defend this and actually like boost the Reform Party up from this. When is the next election? 2028. So it's this year. I could make moves to try and reduce the Republican Party's power. Just not going to have enough political power right now, though. So it'll be 2032 when we have a chance or opportunity to start doing expansionary movements militarily. Assuming we don't get pulled into a global conflict with our few NATO allies left. It's very unlikely with what we have left. I would like to take out Pakistan just as a, like, I guess what would be the, what's the word I'm looking for? Out of spite. It would be spite. For harboring a terrorist. So that would be the plan. We'll see how this goes, though. Anyway, I'll catch everyone on the next episode. And thanks for watching.